Well, let's take you here now. The Manzini Magistrate's Court in the Kingdom of Eswatini has once again postponed the extradition application case for Siyabonga and Malusi Ndimande on the 14th of May. The brothers are linked to the murders of Kiernan, aka Forbes, and Tebello, Tibz, Motsoane, and others in South Africa. The defense attorney Siyabonga told the court they intend to oppose the formal extradition application. Ngwenya indicated that the application does not contain the full details of how the state intends to extradite his clients. The accused will remain in custody. Well, legal analyst Elton Hart joins us now via video link to make sense of the extradition process of the suspects linked to these murders. Thank you so much, Elton, for your time this afternoon. So, I mean, a lot of people thought this part of the case would have been, you know, a water shutdown case and very quickly and swift in that matter. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, of course, this case was postponed where the defense team wanted to review this 254-page extradition application. What could be taking this long?
No, Nati, obviously, if you saw I believe that the accused persons, they have set 4 conditions that they want to be met, or they want to be met by the South African government, and it must be under the watchful eyes of the Royal Eswatini Police Services. So they've said this, and for them, it's about their safety and making sure that they can come back to their home country, not being intimidated, not being tortured, and they feel like SABC is maybe sort of going to torture them, and hence the defense team for the Ndimande brothers then has to say, you saying this is the application for the extradition, it must make sure the conditions that we have set should be in there, it must be contained. How are you going to handle with us so that we know we're going to get a fair trial? And make sure, if it's not in there, that it is incorporated in the court proceedings once the extradition order is granted.
So this matter is now going back to appear on the 14th of May, and I do believe that that is what the state had requested. What are we likely to see then, particularly as it relates to some of these sections that are missing and that the defense is wanting to see, you know, purposefully?
Obviously, if the defense, not the defense, the state, or let me say the South African government's application does not make provision for these conditions set, then we will go into a full extradition hearing in Eswatini, in the Manzini Magistrate's Court, where they'll have to hear this application and make a decision if the 2 Ndimande brothers, Siyabonga and Malusi, should be extradited to South Africa. And that can take us months. We know from the Bushiri case, it can take us months to actually get there. So I would suggest that the South African government look clearly at what is the conditions that is set, and also with reasonableness try and accommodate these boys, because we want the brothers to come back to South Africa, stand trial for the murder of AKA, but also making sure that they feel they can come back and not having their constitutional rights infringed. But the one condition that I know that cannot stand is where they ask that they be handed over directly to prison authorities. How this can be dealt with is maybe to say, let's get them to court on a specific day, on that very same day. They're not going to apply for bail. They will be then sent by a J7 to go to a prison, and from prison they can now decide if they want to proceed with bail application. And obviously the lawyer from Eswatini can come to the border of Eswatini, and the South African lawyer can take over to just have oversight of the process. Then our extradition team will work smooth sailing. But if they're going to not give them what they are asking, we go into a full hearing, it might delay the process.
And of course, when we look at the court processes that are happening in South Africa with the other 5 accused, I would imagine that when the finalization in Eswatini, of course, means that the 2 brothers then come to South Africa, the investigating officer would then need to also do his work in as far as, you know, they are concerned in order for them to join the other 5. How would that likely look like?
Now, obviously, if they are being extradited and there's now an agreement in place that all the parties are in agreement and they are being brought, then what happens is that with the case where the 5 is appearing, they will just be added as accused number 6 and number 7. And then they will then bring their bail applications or not bring their bail applications. They can opt what they want to do. So they will decide, are we going to bring bail applications or not? But I can see already from the conditions that they are saying is that they feel that they will be safer in prison, in custody in prison. So I think they might abandon their bail application and just go for the hearing to say that let's go to trial and let's really see who was involved in the commission of the crime, the killing of AKA and Tibz. So I think that is what's going to happen. But the investigating officer, I think they've done their work primarily like maybe 90%. So it will just be adding them to the current list of accused and then proceeding on that same case. And the cases now get postponed for bail applications on different dates. And then once the bail applications is out of the way, they will go into pre-trial proceedings.
All right, Elton, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for that. Of course, Elton Hart is the legal analyst there.